So, Jai Hind, Namaskar, good morning. It is indeed a matter of pleasure to welcome you all to this inspiring session of the Bharat Rashtra Bodh lecture series hosted by Swami Vivekanand Subharti University. Today we are honored to have a distinguished scholar Dr. Poonam Rana, who is Associate Professor from the Central Department of Nepalese History, Culture and Archaeology at Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal. So we are truly privileged to welcome such an accomplished academic who has been honored with the prestigious Vidya Bhushan Palak Gold Medal and several other awards. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to welcome our respected dignitaries, Dr. Atul Krishnaji, founder of the Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, and our VC, respected VC Sir J.K. Thapliyal Sir. Please, Sir, you come on the stage. And also our speaker, Poonam Rana ma'am. And HOD of Buddhist Studies, Bhante Dr. Chandrakirti ji, you please also welcome on the stage.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang sama sambuddho vijacarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttara purisada masarati sata deva manusana buddho Bhagavati Savakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Yehi Pasiko Vapanayiko Pachatang Vedita Bhaviyuhiti Supatipanna Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yaya Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samichi Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yugani Atha Purisa Pugala Yesa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahunayo Pahunayo Dakinayo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttara Uyang Khetang Lokasati Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddha Nubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabadhammanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te. Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu.
Thank you, venerables, for the divine chants that have enriched and blessed the moment. And now I would like to invite advisor of Samrata School, Soka School of Buddhist Studies, advisor Dr. Hirohito, formally welcoming our speaker and our dignitaries and all audience.
नमो तस्य भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्य नमो तस्य भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्य नमो तस्य भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्य Respected Chief Speaker Dr. Poonam Rana ji, Associate Professor, Central Department of Nepalese History, Culture and Archaeology, Tribhuvan University, Nepal. Our Honorable Founder Dr. Atul Krishna ji, our Honorable Vice Chancellor Major General Dr. G.K. Thapalial ji, our Trustee Ms. Avni Kamal ji, distinguished dignitaries, faculty members, students, and esteemed attendees. Jai Hind to all. It is with immense pleasure and pride that I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you on behalf of Swami Vivekanand Subharti University as we gather here today for our one of the lecture under Bharat Rashtra Bodh lecture series, a platform dedicated to exploring the essence and philosophy of nation building and cultural heritage. Today's lecture holds a special significance as we have the honor of hosting Dr. Poonam Rana, a renowned academician and scholar from the Tribhuvan University, Nepal. I am confident that her lecture will enrich our understandings of India's cultural identity and its global connections, fostering meaningful dialogues and deeper awareness. Once again, I warmly welcome you all to this intellectual gathering, and I hope today's session will leave us with thought-provoking ideas and renewed inspirations. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for welcoming our speaker and our audience. So, before starting the lecture, I would like to give a brief intro to our speaker, Dr. Poonam Rana ji. Dr. Poonam Rana ji, an associate professor in the Central Department of Nepalese History, Culture and Archaeology at Tribhuvan University, Kirtipur, Kathmandu, Nepal, and with over 24 years of teaching experience, she has established herself as a leading academic in the field of Nepalese history, culture, and archaeology. Her work is driven by a passion of preserving and promoting heritage, both tangible and intangible. Dr. Rana holds a doctoral degree in Nepalese history, culture, and archaeology, with her research focusing on customs and ornaments in Nepalese art from the 3rd century BC to the 12th century CE. Additionally, she has earned 3 master's degrees in sociology, Nepalese history, and environment and ecology. Her interdisciplinary approach is evident in her extensive research contributions, including numerous articles and books. Notable works authored by Dr. Rana include Nepalese ethnic costumes and ornament, an ancient polity and political history of Nepal. She has also conducted studies on various aspects of Nepali culture, including myths, legends, and traditional practices, enriching the academic discourses on Himalayan heritage. Dr. Rana's international engagement includes serving as a visiting scholar at Sichuan University, Yunnan Minju University, and Tibet University. She has participated in various international conferences presenting on topics such as cultural preservation, intangible heritage, and the Indian national movement. Her recent research projects have explored the socio-cultural dynamics of Nepal's ethnic communities and post-earthquake heritage reconstruction. Beyond academia, Dr. Rana actively contributes to heritage conservation as the Deputy General Secretary of the Nepal Heritage Society. She is also a life member of several organizations, including the Nepal Britain History. Her creative pursuits include painting, writing short stories, and translating Nepalese literature into English, further showcasing her multi-faceted talent and commitment to culture preservation. So, without any further delay, let us warmly welcome Dr. Poonam Rana, uh, who will deliver her lecture on known and unknown takes from the prince of the Indian national movement. Dr. Rana, please.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here at this university where I see so many people gathered. I hope my topic, I have three short topics, and what the other person just now said is not correct because that would add up to another presentation. So, my first topic is findings, excavations that was done at Buddha's place and what we found. Because in my university, that is Nepalese history, culture and archaeology, हमारे एक syllabus है जहाँ पर archaeology people have to study and one unit. And in that unit, when the students, all of them have to take that, and after studying, they are taken for 20 to 24 days field work to Lumbini, Kapilvastu, Panditpur, and many other, Ramgram, so many places. And usually since 2009, I think, we are in connection with Durham University, England. They are archaeologists, and there is Professor Robin Cunningham, who's involved, and our students, they come every winter to do the excavation, and our students have to go and help them to do the excavation. And when they do the excavation, exploration, that is the field work for them. And after that, they have to give one exam. And after the exam, they get certification. Otherwise, if they do not participate in that particular field work, then they don't get certificate. So it is compulsory. And if they can't, sometimes something happens and they can't, then next year they will have to pay and be involved. Otherwise, the university bears. They of course they add little bit, but most of the part university and the Durham University did that. And Durham University was funded by Japanese funding, which now in 2024 it finished. So now next year maybe our Department of Archaeology will help, or there will be something. Once you try, then there is no looking back. When one door closes, thousands open, and that is for all of us here who are here. We should not be unhappy when something bad happens, and that is a part of life, and it is a challenge. We don't call it problems, but now we call it challenges, and challenges is a part of life. We are born to face challenges, and that is where we are, all of us. Where we are, have not come up just like this with a silver spoon into our mouth or something like that. We all have struggled, and all of you will have to struggle. And then finally you will be successful, and that is a part of life. So even here, the students go through a lot of obstacles, but then that is life. How can we avoid that? Because it is, when we walk, we will come across, we will stumble, we will fall, we will get up, we will be stronger and move ahead. That is life. So this is my presentation, and you will like it, I hope, because now you see, usually people keep arguing where Buddha was born, in India, in Nepal, but actually he was not born in India, he was not born in Nepal. He was born in an independent republican kingdom of Kapilvastu. At that time it was an independent kingdom. It didn't belong to Nepal, it didn't belong to India. And Maya Devi was born in an independent republican kingdom of Devada. So you see the red part. One is Kapilvastu, another is Devada. And though he was only his birthplace is now in Nepal, otherwise in those days they were both independent, flourishing kingdom and a republican one at that. And otherwise his karma bhumi is all India, Bodh Gaya, Sarnath, Kushinara Power. So all other three falls there. So now, as all of us know, if you all are doing Buddhism, or it's a little bit, it's not like at the age of 80, he acquired parinirvana. And in fact, last time in Subharti, I presented a paper on structure, because in northern Himalayan region, they make stupas based on life of Buddha, Chotan. They call it Chotan in the northern Himalayan region. And last one is bell-shaped, and that bell-shaped is supposed to be related to his Mahaparinirvana. And his overcoming death. Like it is said, Buddha extended his birth for 3 months, and that was his greatest miracle. He overcame death for 3 months. He increased his age for 3 months because he had certain things to fulfill. So after his Mahaparinirvana, the Buddhists, just as the Hindus, the Sanatanis go for Char Dham, the Buddhists usually go to Lumbini, his birthplace, then they go to Bodh Gaya, then they go to Sarnath, then finally Kushinara Power. So these are the holy places which all Buddhists would love to visit. Like Sanatani going for Char Dham, or maybe they want to go to Pashupatinath, or this place Muktinath. So it's all like that. So after his parinirvana, the relics were claimed by 8 kings. Every one of us who are here know. And they were these bullies of Alkapa, Brahmins of Vedapita, Lichabis of Vaishali, Koliyas of Ramagrama, which is now known as Lamu. Then you have the Sakyas of Kapilvastu, the Mallas of Pawa, Mallas of Kushinara Pawa, the king, and of course Ajasatru of Magadha. Later, King Ashoka, when for the spread of Buddhism, all of us know that he erected 84,000 stupas, opening 7 original stupas, except for Ramagrama. This is the Ramagrama stupa he could not open because it was, at that time, the belief was it is guarded by Nagas. Even today, it remains as it is. So the real Astu now remains only in Ramagrama, is the belief. And when sang the Chinese pilgrims, he walked 200 li, that is their measurement, Fahen, all of them passed through Ramagrama. And in one of the Tang annals, they are mentioned of how once it was a flourishing place with a lot of Buddhist monks and a lot of Buddhist stupas everywhere. But later on, after 10, 12 years, when they came back for Buddhist council, it was like Nepal is prone to earthquake. So it was depleted. It was very much destroyed. That is what has been written in his Tang Annal. See, this is Ramagrama. Even today it has the same look. And this is Lumbini in early 70s, how it was. And during Buddha Purnima, a lot of people used to gather in the 70s, and now it is different. Now it's like this. It's neat, clean, and it has changed. So many of you may find it interesting. Now, Lumbini development, you will be surprised that the Lumbini development area, or the Lumbini development region as it is called, inside there are a lot of Buddhists, there are a lot of different monasteries, but outside, the population of the Muslim is highest. You won't believe that because during the voting time, it is the Muslims who are the highest in number in that area, Lumbini, Kapilvastu. It's full of Muslims, and they make their sustainability or living by selling Buddhist icons, Buddhist pamphlets, Buddhist tabiz, what do you call that, amulets, all that. So it's very interesting. Like, though they are Muslims, they are selling Buddhist icons and then making their sustainability. And around that monastery inside, if you go, it is a different world. It's a beautiful world, very peaceful, very nice. And you see different monasteries, and there's a hotel, beautiful hotel, that goes with the natural look of the Lumbini area. And these are the monasteries, and some of our earlier students. There are different monasteries in Lumbini. And these are the monuments you can see in Lumbini. And this is Abhidari sir, who also taught us. And he is a heritage there. In fact, I don't know, there's a small story. Like, even I wanted to be an archaeologist after seeing Indiana Jones, after seeing Tomb Raiders, and after seeing so many those mummies, Egyptian things. So I wanted to become an archaeologist when I was studying culture, and I thought I will be an archaeologist. After I went there, he was an archaeologist, Bidari sir, Basanta Bidari. He has written many books on Lumbini, and he's a history itself there. And he said, and then when I went there, we had to get down into the trench and do the work of our, what do you call that, mansion, like digging, taking out things. And it was, I felt, my God, this is more tedious job. I was wondering what to do. Would I be an archaeologist or not? And Bidari sir said, what are you thinking, Poonam? I said, I wanted to become an archaeologist, but this job is very, like, you have to play with the mud, you have to get into it, and the whole day the sun is shining. I will become dark. At that time, that was my thinking. So he said, oh Poonam, even in this field, you will become an archaeologist, a layman, then you will become an archaeologist, then you will become a senior archaeologist. After that, there is no promotion. Then I said, then I will go into my job I like, because my dream is to become a teacher. That's my dream job. So he said, yeah, that will be better, because you can become reader, lecturer, reader, professor, then you can become researcher. You have a lot way to go. I said, okay. Since then, I gave up the idea of becoming an archaeologist. So our thinking, all of you, you will be thinking something, I will do that, inspired by the movies, inspired by something, but then we land up into something else. And but teaching was my dream job, so I liked it. Still, I do teach archaeology, but field research, going there, digging and all, I don't do that. Anyway, so you see a lot of these Maya Devi temples, you will see now they have made a lot of progress. Earlier it was not like that, but now it's very neat, clean. See, these are the different things you see there in different earlier. And then we go to Tilora Court, which is supposed to be the palace of Lord Buddha. And as you know, it was an independent republican kingdom, and there you can still see these kind of remains. And you will not believe that near the palace there is an old peat. I don't know if you understand what is peat. Peat is where there is just a stone, but there is no image. And peat usually belongs to goddesses. And in Peters, you don't have roofs. Why? Because they are free deities. They don't want to be covered up. And it is In our Hindu scriptures, it is said you should not cover the Pithas, because otherwise Anishta will take place. Anishta means something bad will happen to the country. So we are believers of many things which is beyond human understanding. Science may not like it, uh, technology may not like it, but there are things beyond human thinking and technology. It is something, it comes under the topic believe it or not. So there are many, many interesting things that goes. Sometimes you believe and you will say, yes, it happens. And someone may not believe and laugh at it. He is also correct because that's his belief. You cannot change it. So these are many things, and these are our students who go there and they do excavations, explorations, and these are the things found, like potsherds. And now the history of Tilaura, Lumbini, goes back beyond Buddha's rule, beyond 6th century BC, beyond. And they have done carbon dating, and they have taken the materials to London, small pieces to do the dating, and now it has gone back beyond. There was a flourishing settlement beyond the time when Buddha was born. So this is Mr. Robin Cunningham who came, and these are the materials they excavated in 2016. It went from 2009, 2016. See all these trenches, wells. It was such a well-designed place. Like when Buddha, after coming from Sarnath, he came 3 times to Lumbini, and each time he did not come to the palace. So he said, I have become a monk, I cannot come to the palace. So his father Suddhodana made for him Lori Kudan, that is Kudan is there, Nigroda, where a monastery was made, and it was the first place where Buddha was given his chivar by his family member. So these are the excavating, our students doing the field work, and these are the things they found in 2017 and 18. And there are a lot more you can see so many terracotta. Nothing is of stone there. In Lumbini and Kapilvastu, you find potsherds, all made out of burnt bricks, terracotta. Terracotta means bricks that are burnt and made very hard like the stone. So all things, beads are made of terracotta, everything made of terracotta, no stones, only few. See, all these are potsherds. Even in your Buddhist, the place where you study, I saw the small museum, you see all these terracotta potsherds. And this is of Panditpur. Maya Devi was born there, Kolias. That was another independent place. This is excavation of 2021, 22 of Panditpur. And this is Banjarahi. There is a river, and on the river bank, you will see stratigraphical study you can do, that is strata-wise study. In geography, you may be knowing, in environment, you may be knowing. And there you find different layers, and in different layers, you find different things. See, you can see here. This was in 24. Now also recently our students went there, because without going there they won't be getting certificate. Even if they want or they don't want, they have to go there and do the study, take tour, and give an examination in the field for 30 marks, and then only will they get certificate later. So this is of Lumbini. Conclusion is that recently, like our Department of Archaeology is there, University Durham was there, and our department provided them manpower in form of students who are studying archaeology and history, culture, everything, and the artifacts uncovered were dated in England. So Buddha's place, 6th century BC, is his date, but the history of that place goes beyond that. Thank you. So this is one of my presentation. Um Another is I will show you something of Maya Devi's place, because that is also interesting, because she was also born in an independent kingdom. At that time there were small kingdoms. So, and this is our archaeologist, Mr. Prakash Tarnal, who was also head of archives, head of Chhauni Museum. Now he is retired, but he is with us in Nepal Heritage Society as a general secretary. So the excavations here at Devadaha, because it is his excavations and it is his photographs. I'm just showing it and bringing a story to you about these things. So the Buddhist literature mentions of Kolya kingdom towards the east of Kapilvastu, on the bank of Rohini Nadi. And Lumbini was a beautiful pleasure garden, and it was there where Buddha was born. And Devadaha is located just 35 kilometers northeast of Lumbini. It is naturally, it is Gautam Buddha, Siddhartha Gautam Buddha's uncle's house, maternal home. And it is River Rohini was the ancient eastern border of the Sakya kingdom, that is Kapilvastu, and the Kolya Bansa, Kolya dynasty. And there are many tales and stories. So you know this same thing? No, this is different. Okay, and beside that, we have three Buddhas being, Adi Buddha, Bodhisattvas being born in Kapilvastu, in that area. One was Niglihawa, Kanakamuni Buddha, Krapuchanda Buddha, and of course Siddhartha Gautam Buddha himself. So when King Ashoka came there, he placed, that was the greatest thing what King Ashoka did. After Kalinga war, he became a Buddhist, and then he came. And then imagine, when there was no technology, when there was no machinery, imagine how did they make such huge pillars? And the quality of the pillar is so beautiful. It shines, and after thousands of years, see, it was in the 3rd century BC, and till now it is shining as ever. And see, today's technology, you build and next day the stones are, there's no shine. It's so interesting to see all these pillars that Nikli Hawa, Goti Hawa, and many people, like, since it's broken, they don't believe like it was a pillar or something. The locals will come and worship it as goddess. It's their oral tradition. Oh, it is a goddess who will protect us. They will say early in the morning they will come, they will offer milk. God knows. Nowadays it has been protected. You can't change beliefs of people. It's very difficult. And it will take years and years and years of attitude to change. We all think we are modern, but we are not. Our attitude is as old as our grandmothers. It's very strange world nowadays. Though we think by wearing pants or jeans we are modern, but no, our attitude is 1,000 years old, and it remains, and it will take still 100 years for it to change. This is mankind, this is us. So there is Kanyamai Dev at Devadaha. It was capital, and I don't want to go into the detail. So many things were excavated by our archaeologists, And there's a small temple called Kanyamai temple. And in Tilaura Court also there is Samaimai temple. And you won't believe that Buddha's mother, it's near the palace, remains of the palace at Tilaura Court. She used to go there and then she used to pray to the goddess saying, मेरे को पराक्रमी संतान, may I have a very bright and intelligent son, दिग्विजय करने वाला बेटा पैदा हो. Like that she used to pray. And Sunday after that, it is said, white elephant she dreamt of, and so many things, and it all coincides. And this is very interesting that the roots of Buddha lies in Hinduism, because his father was a Hindu. How can he preach as soon as he is born? No one can preach. He went through a lot of hardships. So ultimately the root is there. The samskar he learned, the samskars he got was all from his parents. This is what we say. What good behavior you possess is all your parents' Dain, or what do you call it? It is their samskars that you get. That is why when we scold someone, यही संस्कार दिया है तुमको, बोलते हैं ना, so it goes back to the parents actually. So even Buddha learned all that. Sangha was in Buddhist, during Buddhist Suddhodana's rule, he had Sangha. And that impressed Buddha so much that he brought Sangha into Buddhism. So this is a very interesting story. And to this day in Samaimai, I did a lot of research and wrote an article. And in that it's mentioned that I went it took me nearly 4 months to write one article. After doing research, it was found that even today, people from Buddhism, Hinduism, Muslims, couples come, and Muslims do not go inside, but from outside they do parikrama and they do puja aja, and they will ask for a boon if they don't have children for a long time. So that is how their boons are fulfilled, and after their boons are fulfilled, they offer elephant, image of terracotta elephant. And you will see thousands of elephants around that temple. It is an open temple with no roof, because peat cannot be covered. So it's a Samaimai temple, and to this day it exists. For us, one elephant is just one elephant, but each and every elephant has a symbolic value and a story to tell. So these are the things found in Kanyamai. See, just now our Bhikshu sir showed us. It's exactly, the bricks are similar with the carvings. See, this is the structure. Brick well, Kanyamai site after conservation. And these are the images found of Avalokiteshwar. All made of terracotta, no stones. See? Female deity. And many of them have been broken into pieces. Bhusparsha Mudra. Then you have, then at Panditpur Ramagrama, painted grey ware, which I saw also in our museum here. Then TC ring, the trench, and the mask. Vishnu image was also found. Bhawanipur also is a place, and there also they found many of such images or such kind of images. So it's very interesting, like whatever they made of terracotta, burnt bricks. And in fact, my 3rd century BC, for my topic on analytical study of costume ornaments, in Nepali art, my PhD topic, I had to stay there for 2-3 months at Lumbini, and I studied all the images and did that. And I found that those images have very much to do, they can be connected with Indus Valley civilization, dancing images, the seals found in Indus civilization. So I wrote an article on that, and that also is very interesting. In fact, the whole world is so interesting, but we don't have much time. I don't know how much we can do it. Still, until we live, we try. So these are the archaeologists who helped, sir. So this is a small presentation on Maya Devi's area and their findings. And a small presentation I have on expansion of Buddhism. Just as your King Ashoka did a lot for spread of Buddhism, beside Kanishka and beside others, because King Ashoka's one daughter, Charumati, was married in Nepal, and we have a Charumati to Devapala of Devpatan, that is near Pashupati area, and Charumati Bihar made by her still exists to this day. So this is another interesting thing. This is I'm talking about Nepal and northern Himalayan region. I'm not talking about the south. Southern region, imagine Buddha was born in the south, but now Buddhism has found a heavenly place in the north of Nepal. This is very interesting because towards the south, Buddhism is not flourishing. It is there, but it's not much as in the north. The whole northern Himalayan region is Buddhist. And they have their own unique Buddhist culture. They have their own schools, Kayug, Nyingmapa sect, Kayug, Geluk, Sakyapa sect. Since I'm teaching all those, so I know about that. And their structures differ. It is called Chorten. So it's very interesting. Now, how did Buddhism go to northern Himalayan region is the question. So here the historic spread of Buddhism was like this, by King Ashoka sending his daughter to Sri Lanka, son Mahendra, so many things. But in my country, the role of Bhrikuti, there was a princess called Bhrikuti who did a lot for the spreading of Buddhism. She belonged to Kshatriya Bamsa, but she was very much inspired by Buddhism. In the 6th century AD, I'm going back to 6th century AD. Now, what happened is, in my history also has undergone a lot of change. Earlier, when Red Army of China attacked Tibet, they destructed a lot, and I have been to Tibet as a visiting scholar to Tibetan University, Lhasa. And then for 10, 12 years, it was a dark period where no one opened the doors because they had destructed. Because people don't become people, human, when there is war. They become animals. Either you kill or you be killed. So war is not a good thing, but you cannot avoid war. It may be within the family, it may be outside the family, so it keeps going on. So in this, Princess Bhrikuti was a daughter of Amshubarma, 6th century AD. There was a rule of the Lichabis. And what happened was, one day, it is said in Tibet, the king of Tibet, Songchong Gompo, he dreamt. At that time, before coming of Buddhism, there was Bonpo religion there. Bonpo is full of magic. It's full of dark, black magic and all that. So he dreamt of a princess, and if he married her, his country would flourish. So he sent his Atisha. Atisha came later and he wrote the book, but he sent Sambhota, his minister, 3 ministers with. Tibet is very rich in gold, because I saw it myself with my own eyes that there are every Gompa is a monastery. There's a room for Dalai Lama, all made of full gold throne, and it's not painted gold, it is gold beaten into what we call that tin type of thing and then plastered. It's all gold. From here till say your our Dehradun side, it's full of gold shops, so many golds, my God. It is like, it's very extraordinary place. Then he sent many gifts to the king, and then the king said, how can we marry? We are Thakuri, that is Kshatriyas, and we can't marry him to a Bhotiya. And then he was in a very dilemma state, and then lot of thing went at that time in his mind. But later on, the princess herself said, it's all right, I would like to marry the um, Tibetan king. So she took with her Buddhist granthas, lot of granthas, Pitakas, then Tantra Sar, so many things she took with the images and all, and she went through northern Himalayan region, where the father took her till the pass. In Lomanthang, there's a place in northern Himalayan region, Lomanthang, and from there she was, with her she took 300 artisans, and other servants, and there were elephants, there were horses, so many things that accompanied her. And at that time, Tibet was just, they used to live in tents. They had no idea about palaces, which was in the Chinese pilgrims like Wen Sang, Fa Hen, Wang Wusei had mentioned in their Tang Annal, because our history would be incomplete without their sayings about great Kailash Kut Bhavan, Managriya, and Bhadradivas Bhavan, big palaces, 9-storied in those days, made in Nepal. We don't know about it, but they have mentioned it, so that is how we come to know. And she was living in such lovely palaces, and when she went there, the Potala Palace you see today was not like that. It was made, 4 rooms were made, and that was a palace during 6th century AD by Princess Brikuti and the Nepalese artisan who went with her. And later on, others came and added, and now what you see, Potala is. So even today, when the guide takes us, he takes us and shows us 3 rooms or 4 rooms of Potala, oldest area. And he says, and then I was the one to ask, and say, how do I know that it is made by Nepali? And they said, it is made, the khapa. Khapa is the doorways made of Rakta Chandan, which was very much found, red sandalwood, and all carved with such beautiful carvings on all sides. And he said, see, your Nepali artisans made that. And Jokhang temple, where Buddha's image and image of Princess Brikuti and Princess Wenchen of China was married. And the guide who took me there, he said, I don't know, this is their view, not mine. He said, I don't know why these kings like foreigners. He married Nepali princess, he married Chinese princess, and made them sit on his left and right. They had no children. And look, our princess, Tibetan princess, is standing behind, because there is an image of Tibetan, statue of Tibetan princess standing with a child, and she had the child. And that is what they said. So that shows. And then I said, Are Gyalpo ji, why are you saying like this? Now it's been, that was in 6th century, and you're still saying such things. No, I don't mean that, he was saying, but they have those grievances, it seems. So that was my view about it. So, Strangcham Gampo, and he married another princess, Wenchen, who was very good. She was, what do we call that, Jyotishi, like what we call them, astrologer. And she could predict all that in numbers. So she was Tang Taizong's emperor's niece, I think, Princess Wenchen. And Chinese has done a lot for Princess Wenchen. Remoksha was made by Nepali artisan. What happened was the images which Brikuti took, she put in Jokhang first, and the images which Chinese princess brought, they put it in Remoksha. Now what happened was, now it was very difficult for Songchong Gompo, the king, because Chinese went only to Remoksha and Nepalese, all those people went only to Jokhang. So what he did was, he was very clever. He took the image brought by Brikuti and he placed it in Remoksha belonging to Chinese princess, and the image brought by Chinese princess was brought and placed into Nepali Jorkhang. So now the Chinese also came to Jorkhang, and even Nepalese also had to go there because their princess image was there. So that was the kind of this what's his name, Songchong Gompo did. So it's very interesting. These are the images she had taken, and now it's different because China, I think when they attacked, they had destructed a lot of it, but few remained. And later they reconstructed. And Padmasambhav Tantric, who from India, and it's written there, Padmasambhav from India has been written there in Tibet also. One thing I liked about China was that they give credit to the people who brought it. Like Bodhisattva went from India, South India, I think, and there is a temple for him, and there is a credit to his name, and from place where he came, India, and everything is written there. That was nice about them. Now the spreading of, and after that later other people went there, and we had another great sculpture maker, Araniko, who made the white monastery in Beijing during Kublai Khan. But they are very clever people, Chinese. If you are very good in something, they will keep you there and never make you come back. They don't tie you up, but they give you so many facilities, because Araniko was given, he was made the head of something and given so many Chinese wives and all. He forgot his wife in Nepal and he stayed there. And he died there. So the headstone is there, is what we say, and we still, he made a lot of great big stupas there, which people. Now when Buddhism declined in India after the coming of the Muslims, what happened was Muslims came and another war took place. When you are at war, you don't care for heritage. Like Afghanistan, and you remember Gandhar, such a lovely Hindu kingdom. Gandhari, Mama Sakuni, you know that. So now it became a Muslim now. It was Hindu, it was Buddhist, it's Muslim, Taliban now. So everywhere the changes are taking place. So here also, when Buddhism declined, when Nalanda was destroyed, Bikramshila was destroyed, Taksasila was destroyed. So the Buddhist people carried their, now for them it is the textbook, what they have, the Pitakas are the greatest thing for them. So they grabbed it and they went, they escaped, they ran away to save the treasure. That is the greatest knowledge we possess. Even I feel books are the greatest treasure we have. The knowledge you have, no one can take it. Other property can be lost, wealth can be lost, everything can be lost, but the knowledge you gain can never be lost. It will go with you, and the good deeds you do on our way, as we go, we come across, we do good deeds. That's why we say do good deeds, because that's the only thing which we take with us. Nothing will go with us. This is what we learn. And as you experience, everyone, it doesn't have to be old people have to go for bhajan, or only old people can do puja aja. No, it is not. Good deeds can be carried. You teach your children, and the children will teach theirs. And that is how samskar is set up. And knowledge and all this, what we collect, property, this, that, it will come along. Name will come, fame will come, but then as time passes on, only the thing that will accompany us is our good deeds and what we do. So here the decline, as soon as it declined, these people escaped to Nepal. Many of the Buddhist monks came there. Now, since Prikuti had made our pathway to go to northern Himalayan region, these people slowly from Kathmandu, they moved northward, 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 and then in northern Himalayan region, now the whole northern Himalayan region. And you will not believe Vrikuti, at that time, Bonpo religion, she was a Kshatri princess. Imagine marrying a Bhotia and then trying to change his ideology. She did a lot in her way, and he became a Buddhist. And the granthas she carried, Pitakas, Tantrasar, and all those granthas were translated into Bodh Bhasa, Bhotia language. At that time it was Bodh Bhasa, but now, later on, now it's called Tibetan language. It was Trongcham Gompo who named it Tibetan language, or more, a better language we speak was that. So it was translated into Bhotia language. She called experts, Due Bhasi, we call them Lochawa. Lochawa is the Tibetan word. So Lochawa were called one who knew Bodh Bhasa and one who knew Chinese, one who knew Sanskrit. And mind you, you won't believe those granthas were all in Sanskrit. Yeah. And it was translated into Bodh language, in Tibetan. She called acharyas from Kashmir, from China, from Nepal, from so many places, and the granthas were translated and given. And it's very interesting is one of the grantha later Padmasambhav went from, he was a great tantric, and Nepal is a tantric place. It's full of tantrism. There were a lot of these, you won't believe the movies we see of Jackie Chan where one moment you see an eagle, a human being turning into eagle or a serpent. We think it's imaginary. It's not, because our granthas also have it. They could transform themselves into tigers, lions, anything. Like Nagakanya after 100 years can become human being is what they say. So it's a very interesting thing. For us it is magic, but it's not magic, it is tantra. So all that tantra and all these kind of things. And in fact, our Dalai Lama, who is here residing at Dharamsala, his guru was a Bonpo religion guru. It's written in his autobiography. And he learned half of Bonpo. Then he did not like it and he became Buddhist. And his guru actually said that it will not be nice for you. And many people to this day in Tibet say, Dalai Lama, they like him so much, but they say he did not study his own religion, that Grantha, he left it halfway, that's why this happened. So this is the kind of belief that exists there. So in northern Himalayan region, after that, the development of Buddhism in northern Himalayan region is coincides with the making of the stupa. Once Buddhism spread, Gompas came. Because without spreading of Buddhism, who will make Gompa? No one knew about it. So that is how monasteries came up. In conclusion is Muslim attack in India and destruction of such lovely Bikramshila, Nalanda, Takshashila. I don't know how they made such things. How did they make Ajanta and Ellora? Ellora, it's awestruck, like your mouth opens and you wonder, what creativity, my God, what perspective, what an art. So all these kind of things. And today we have so much, like we have machinery, we have this, that, yet they cannot make that. and see how did they make such a thing. It's a wonder. So in Nepal, the spread of Buddhism in the northern Himalayan region is all because of Princess Bhikuti. And Buddhism now, south, though Buddha was born in the south, yet in Nepal, in northern Himalayan region, it is all Buddhism. And it's a peaceful and beautiful place. And the people are so very happy and very peaceful, and it's such a lovely area where you rarely see any murder or any thievery or robbery. Northern Himalayan region is heaven on earth. That is what I felt. So Buddhism has found a safe, peaceful heaven in the Himalaya. And of course, just as India, other countries, and Buddhists bow to Ashoka, I myself will bow to Princess Bhikuti for spreading it in the northern Himalayan region. So she, though our country has just made her an important person, doesn't, and the historians keep arguing whose daughter was she, like that, but they don't look into what she has done. What she did was kept behind, and the historians argue about her deed. So that is all for today. I hope you like it. I don't know.
So thank you, Dr. Poonam Rana ma'am, for your insightful lecture on such a nice topic related to history and archaeology, which connects culture and heritage of India and Nepal. Thank you so much. So now it is time to presidential remark. For that, I would like to invite our VC sir, Dr. Respected J.K. Thapliyal sir, for his presidential remark. Sir, please.
Jai Hind, everybody. Our honorable guest speaker of the day, Dr. Poonam Rana ji, our daughter, Dr. Tapasya, our honorable founder and president, Dr. Atal Krishna sir, our trustee, Ms. Madam Avani, our faculty members, and my dear students. This talk is something out of the box, and this fits well in our motto to educate you and a holistic education, that it's not only your particular subject you should know, but you should know what all history has given to us. And when we want to know the history, history has to be learned with evidences. Our history is known by evidences only when we had exploration of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Before that, nobody could believe that we are 5,000 years, we have a 5,000 years old history, or we have 1,500 or 2,500 old. It's only based on evidences. And evidences are there, whatever you find during explorations. Even Tathagata Buddha would have been known as a kind of a myth by the Britishers. They would not have believed that such a person was born ever if they had no evidences. But there were evidences. We were destroyed in the form of Pitikas, in form of other stupas which King Ashoka built during his ruling. So that was so far we knew, and what she explained so beautifully, not only the history and not only archaeology, she also explained how culturally, how civilizationally, and how religiously and spiritually India is connected with Nepal. She said in the beginning that Tathagata Buddha was neither born in India nor born in Nepal. That was the Kapil Vastu, a place. and it was a separate, a kind of a small kingdom, and those days there were kingdoms like this, and probably the India, and there were no demarcation that this is the India or this is the Nepal. It was one place, and that's always we called about that civilizational unity between India and Nepal, and we are that way. We are Akhand. We are the part of that same civilization. So we are not separate. We are connected with each other. And it is, you really opened our eyes about so many things that you are doing such a great service to finding the facts from his birthplace to the places where Gautam Buddha gave the preaching. All you are finding evidences and bringing, maybe you will find in this process, you may find more evidences and you will come out with the literature probably which is not known to us so far. So I wish you all the best in your endeavor to explore the truth about Lord Buddha, Gautam Buddha, and world will know about more about Gautam Buddha. Why we called you, all of you here, students may be wondering sometime that why this lecture for us when we are learning medicine, some of you are learning science, some of you are student of engineering, how this subject is concerned to you. I want to remind you again, the Swami Vivekanand Subharti University believes in holistic education, comprehensive holistic education, because it is the Swami Vivekanand's teaching that purpose of the education is not only to transfer the information from one mind to another mind, but is to create an individual who is perfect in all sense, who becomes a perfect citizen of that country and who thinks about the world as one family. So that is the purpose of our education, and for this purpose we want our students to learn this, and that is why this subject Rashtra Bodh has been being taught to you. And for this Rashtra Bodh, you don't have separate classes. You don't have to undergo and learn in classes. This is the practical, and this are the lectures, Rashtra Bodh, series of lectures we have started in the university, and this particular lecture has given us a tremendous information and knowledge. I am sure our students will carry home the message, how important is there to know the history, and to know the history, how important is the excavation, how important is know to about the evidences. So I thank you very much for having come to this auditorium to attend these lectures, and I also thank Buddhist study, particularly Dr. Hiro Hito, for having organized this program under his faculty. And I thank once again our founder for having invited such a learned speaker to our university. I once again thank you all, thank you very much.
So here we conclude the today's session of our Rashtra Bodh lecture series. So thank you for attending this session. Thank you.